want some? Who's next? Huh? How about it? Who wants some?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the very best place that you could be in the entire world. The coolest little rental shop around, the VHS DOOM podcast and a rental store. One day, who knows? I don't know.
I'm allowing you to say it. It's fine.
You're allowing? Okay. Well, thanks for allowing that, Papa Mikey. What's your name this week? Papa Anton Gabellini the 12th. Oh, dear Papa Anton Gabellini, please bless me with some soupies.
What?
I want some goopy soupies. May I have another?
Goopy soupies.
You know what Carla was saying like a couple weeks ago? She's like, you guys should like put like Arts Cafe or Arts cereal like in the store, like start selling Arts cereal. I was like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
It's like nails and hypodermic needles and shit.
Right. I feel like that'd be pretty legit. Yeah. Well, anyway, welcome everybody back to the store. We're so glad that you decided to join us again this week. We really appreciate every single one of you who's following along and listening in every week as we talk about just utter bullshit, but lots of fun bullshit. Please, if you have not liked... God, son of a fucking bitch. Dude, you picked the perfect times. What is that, Diet Coke?
Yes.
He's drinking a Diet Coke. Little Diet Coke.
I went back on my word, too, though.
Did you? Oh, no. See, Mikey told me this week that he was going to try to quit
yesterday.
Quit the Bullcum cans, but there it is, a C4 Bullcum. Oh, my God. That's okay. You know what? It's hard to quit things. It is. But, I mean, it's going to be good for your heart when you slow it down. You don't want to be, overdoing it. So
I'm also, I'm also getting over, like, a really bad cold.
Right, yeah. Oh, man, dude. What if I organize, like, an intervention with all of our staff members? Like, Balthy was there, and, like, Hugh Janus, and Hugh was like, Mikey, you need to quit drinking them they're monsters. Oh, wow. There he is. Hey, Hugh. How's it going, buddy? Anyway. Holy shit. Well, as I was saying, welcome back, everyone. Please, if you have not,
the Bullcum podcast.
The Oh, my God. This show derailed 5 seconds in. Welcome. Let's take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors.
Diabetes. Good morning. I'm Willie, who's this gal fall beef room, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about Wilford Brimley. Actually about diarrhea, type 2 adult onset diarrhea. The first thing I said to my doctor when I was diagnosed with diarrhea was, but fuck. And he said to me, actually, he said, loosen up. Relax about the whole thing. And I was like the doctor. If you don't give me ice cream and apple pie, then I'm going to fuck you up.
That one's going to be fun. I don't know what it is yet. Last week it was Wilford Brimley. This week we'll see.
I'm excited. I still have this stuck in my head. I make fun of people with type 2 diabetes.
I make fun of people with type 2 diabetes. Hey, if you listen to the after credits last week, you got a real treat. Oh, God. Anyway.
He's in one of the movies we'll talk about today.
Yes. If you have not already, please give us a like, follow, share, subscribe, whatever to all the shows pages wherever they are. So we have pages everywhere. We have Twitter. I don't call it X because fuck X. We have TikTok. We have Facebook. We have Instagram.
We sort of have a Blue
Sky.
Sky, but we don't really even use it though.
Yeah, we're on Blue Sky if that's where you tend to live.
There's literally nobody like the horror stuff on there. I've noticed.
Oh, hey, you know what? Horror crew, let's go take over Blue Sky and make it a horror social. I don't know.
Dylan, you need to start yours. I gave you the code.
I know, dude. I'm so behind on life. Anyway, whatever. So, yes, if you have not, one thing I will ask is that you guys go ahead and subscribe to the show wherever you're finding us. We're everywhere. Actually, we're even on TikTok now with our podcast. So if an episode runs under 90 minutes, we can host it as well on TikTok as well as everywhere else. So the podcast, a couple episodes are up on TikTok now. But anyway, if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever, subscribe. You'll know that the show comes out a little bit earlier.
Or how many followers? Are they called followers? They're called followers, right?
I think they are. I think we got like 110 now or something.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing okay.
That's
so
cool.
Thanks everybody. Yeah, for subscribing to us there.
And like 4 something on Twitter too, or X.
Oh,
whatever.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I love that. So yeah, if you subscribe, you'll find out that the show comes out a little bit earlier than we say it does. So hint, go subscribe, and also give us a rating, please. Ratings really help. Like I know we're always asking, like, hey, you guys should buy a T-shirt. Well, don't buy a T-shirt. Give us a rating if you don't want to pay anything. That's fine. Because ratings really help people find the show, and when people find the show, then we have a bigger community, and we all get to have a lot of fun together, and whatever. I think we're almost at 500 total listens already. So thank you guys so much for continuing to support the show. And lastly, my last pandering note here, go check out our merch store. If you go to VHSDoom.com, scroll all the way to the bottom, you will find a little thing that says the VHS Doom merch store. Yeah, there's some cool ass shirts there. We got a couple more in the pipeline. We have a mug. Yeah, we have some neat shirts. I know, right? I need to get one so I can hold it up and be like, but yeah, so go check that out. I think this week or next week, God, I'm so behind on life, but I'm going to try to work with Mikey on getting both a torso and a Good, the Bad, and the Ugly shirt in torso.
They used to crack me up when I was a kid, that trailer.
Dude, it's so funny. That's a great trailer. But yeah, no, we're going to try to work on a couple new designs this week. So go check out the merch store. Grab something if you want. All proceeds from that go to supporting the show. And as we've said every week for 24 weeks, helping Mikey get a Mikey. So anyway,
I'll use the Xbox mic. It's pretty shit.
Yeah, no, it actually doesn't sound too bad. So if you guys just want to, I don't know, rate us, that's fine. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, so shit, dude, how you been?
I've been good.
Yeah.
Well, up until like Friday, but
Yeah.
Yeah, my son my son brought home a virus from pre-K. And
boo.
My wife was sick, and like I think she's getting better. I'm like, ugh.
Jeez, that's the worst, man.
I coughed so hard, I like broke blood vessels in my face, so I look like this.
Well,
I look like Freddy Krueger right now.
No, you don't. You look fine, but that is awful. I'm sorry. Yeah, so next time he comes home and he's sick, just lock him out of the house, right? That's what I do.
It was bad because like he came home, he had like a really high fever and stuff, and
oh damn,
not fun.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, I mean that's sending your kids out into the world. That tends to be what happens.
He hasn't been sick since he was in what's it called, daycare, like a few months ago. So like,
yeah,
he hasn't been around many people aside from me and my wife.
Got you. Yeah. No, I feel like that always happens, like to my friends here in Richmond that have kids like in daycare. When they start sending their kids to daycare, they're just sick all the time for months. Like it is,
That's what happened with him. He had fluid in his ears. He had to get like those like plug things in it because of it.
Wow.
Yeah, he kept getting ear infections, so it just kept happening.
Wow. Oh, poor Sammy. Well, he's a trooper. He's a cool kid. Cool.
He's the best.
He is. He's a cool kid. What did I do this week, bro? I I took a trip to New Jersey. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, so my wife's brother and his family live in South Jersey. So luckily we didn't have to go all the way to North Jersey, but we took a trip. We went and visited family for the weekend. Ari got to meet her cousins for the first time. One of them's like 3, one of them's 6. So she got to play and have a ton of fun and really get to interact with her cousins a lot, which was great. We ended up staying in this hotel room. We tried to get a suite. That way we could put Ari down in the bed, close the door, let her sleep while we hang out, watch some TV, whatever. But the room they gave us they called it a suite, but it didn't have a door. But what it did have was the biggest bathtub I've ever seen in my entire life. It was awesome. The size of a swimming pool. And I was like, this is so unbelievably unnecessary. So
I like a really big bathtub.
Yeah, it was kind of cool, man. It even had the jets. It was almost like a full size hot tub in the hotel room. So
probably could do that.
Yeah. So we the next morning after Ari woke up and we were just completely silent all night. We put her in the tub and she's like swimming in the pool. Oh, biggest tub ever! She was having so much fun. So that was cool. And that's kind of all
Sammy. Every time he's in the water, he's like, I'm swimming.
You gotta love it. Well, that's kind of all I did. But what'd you watch this week?
Okay, so I watched 1978's The Toolbox Murders, and it's a weird 70s I would say it came out in 78, so I guess it is a slasher. It's pretty good. It stars Cameron Mitchell. He was also in Blood and Black Lace by Mario Bava.
Okay. And
then I also watched Alice, Sweet Alice, which is also called Holy Terror and Communion, 1976. Brooke Shields' first role as a kid.
Okay.
It takes place in Paterson, New Jersey. It's directed by Alfred Soule. In 1961, a divorced Catholic couple is turned upside down when one of their 2 adolescent daughters is suspect of brutally murdering her sister on her first communion, and a series of subsequent stabbings happen afterwards.
Okay.
So this one, oh my god, there's this weird neighbor in the building. He's a pedophile. He's super fat, and he's as white as, you remember the movie Powder?
No, I don't think
I've seen it. Directed by that pedophile who did Jeepers Creepers.
No, definitely haven't seen it.
So look up a picture of Powder, and he looks like him. But yeah, he gets stabbed. Their aunt gets stabbed. It's crazy for a 70s 1976 movie. And Brooke Shields is a little kid in it.
So Powder starred Sean Patrick Flannery, who is in Boondock Saints, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
And in one of the Saw movies also. But yeah, this movie is over the top and ridiculous, and I love it.
Nice.
The mask is one of those creepy makeup on a plastic mask, and they're wearing a raincoat and they're running around because they're trying to make it look like it's a child doing these murders.
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Next up, sorry, I really love that movie.
No, that's okay.
That's why I went a little longer on that one.
That's all right.
Okay. Next one, Death Walks at Midnight. It's a giallo from 1972 by Luciano Aracoli. During a drug-fueled photo shoot, a model witnesses a brutal murder in her apartment opposite hers and is forced to become an amateur sleuth to the unraveling mystery. It's a really good movie. I like this one a lot. It came in a box set with Aracoli's other movie, Death Walks on High Heels, which stars his, I think his wife. I think he was married to Susan Scott, who is Neves Navarro. She's the main star of this one and the other one. Okay. And also, I watched another Luciano Aracoli giallo. This one is The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. The plot is the wife of the struggling businessman is blackmailed by a mysterious man into having a sadistic affair with him. He will leak evidence implicating her husband of murder.
Wow.
It's a
Okay.
really good like Hitchcockian movie. I really like it a lot, and I love the cinematography in it too.
Nice. So you said Luciano Ercole.
Ercole, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He.
And-
You were mentioning before the show that he has really good, like, beautiful films.
Yes. And this one was written by Ernesto Gastaldi, stars Dagmar Lysander, which, if you remember, do you remember House by the Cemetery?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know how like she's the realtor is like going inside the house and she like gets brutally murdered. That's her. She's in a lot of Italian movies.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Gotcha.
Also in what's that movie? We Are Still Here from a couple years ago. One of the characters is named Dagmar, named after the Dagmar family is named after her.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool, man. Nice. All right. Well, that's a good list, and I'm glad that you watched so many because I did not.
I think I left out at 2 though, but like I did 2 double features, and I was like asking people on our Twitter which ones I should watch, and like I just like did 2 nights in a row like doing that.
Nice. I feel like I got to find my rhythm because like the last couple episodes I've only come with like one movie, and I know like I don't know, maybe like episode 15 I was like I'm going to try to watch at least 2 movies every time. But man, life's been busy. It's like so for those of you, you know what? I'm not going to dox myself and talk about personal stuff, but the career that I'm in gets very busy in like Q4, like leading up through the fall. Like the stuff is just wild. So it's been really hard for me to keep up. But I did watch something, and it may be the worst movie I've ever watched. Not just in the writing, right? So the movie itself, very pretty as far as the setting goes. The acting was like so, but the writing was really bad. So I watched from France. It's a French film by director Alain Durel from 1981, Cannibal Terror. So I was like going through Tubi, which is what I do every single week, right, and see what I'm going to watch. And I'm like, you know what? I haven't done a cannibal movie in a long time. I've never heard of Cannibal Terror. Okay, let me check it out. I considered doing what is it? Slave of the Mountain Cannibal God. Is that right?
Yeah, it's Slave of the Cannibal God, and then there's Mountain of the Cannibal God. It's the same movie, 2 different names for it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I got fucked up there. Whatever. Anyway, I considered doing that because that's a Sergio Martino film.
It's a really, really good cannibal movie.
Just covered Sergio Martino, another Sergio Martino movie last week. So I was like, well, yeah, let me get away from Sergio Martino because our entire list last week was Sergio Martino.
I'm sorry.
I was like, no, it's okay. But I was like, oh, I see another cannibal film. Maybe I'll like this. It's out of France. Okay, let's do French. Maybe it's interesting. No, it was fucking awful. So essentially, the situation, it starts with a couple very incompetent criminals trying to break into a boat and come to find out. After about 10 minutes of trying to get into the boat, they just pull the door and it comes open. Super ridiculous. So that sets the stage for the whole movie. They're stupid. So they end up kidnapping.
I wonder if that was on purpose.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They end up kidnapping this little girl. And you know, in those like European dubbed movies, all the kids always sound like an adult's trying to talk like a kid.
Well, usually it is an adult doing that. That's what happened with Bob from House by the Cemetery.
Right, exactly. It's exactly like that. So the little girl...
It's literally... They literally hire women, like adult women, to do the voices for them.
Right, exactly. So they did.
It's always startling.
This little girl's maybe like 4, and she sounds like... She's like... I think I need to find my dad. Like she sounds just like that. It's really ridiculous. So they kidnap these criminals, like stupid criminals, kidnap the daughter of a wealthy tycoon and try to, get a ransom for her. But they go hide out in a cannibal jungle. Now, what's really funny about this film, like more than anything, is the actors that they got to play the cannibals are obviously just like people from France who have a tan, and they're like all these guys with sideburns that are like down to here. It's really funny. So anyway, that's what I watched. I would give it like a 2 out of 10.
I was trying to warn you that like you froze, and then like I realized I was muted.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, we're both at 99, 98, so we should be okay.
You're roboting so hard it hurts.
Yeah, you're frozen pretty good as well. So
Hold on. Let me leave and I'll be right back.
Oh, why, Mikey? I hope you hear this when I publish the podcast. Don't be leaving. We'll figure it out. And another word from our sponsors.
You've got your sunrise, you caught a prize, you're making your Johnson. Party nights, summer whites, your friends and your Johnson. Rooster tails, water trails, your kids and your Johnson. Saturday nights, distant lights, your girl and your Johnson.
You and your Johnson, a way of life for over 50 years.
Okay, well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed our commercials, and that's what we watched this week. We appreciate you guys coming back. All right, everybody. Well, let's get you checked back in with your movies from last week. So last week, we sent you guys home with a treasure trove of Sergio Martino films. One, we sent you home with A Man Called Blade from 1977, very solid Western. We sent you home with All the Colors of the Dark from 1972. So we sent you home with Slave of the Cannibal God from 1979. There it is. We sent you home with Case of the Scorpion Tail from 1971. We sent you home with House of the Laughing Windows, which is actually a poop and fart Aveti movie from 1976. And lastly, for the kids and for the spooky season, we sent you home with Hocus Pocus from 1993. Mikey, how's everything look today?
So I'm kind of nervous to tell you this.
Why? What?
They've been cut in half. I don't know what they were using.
What the What?
And then there's like this like liquid on it, dude.
Bro, your
my hands are itchy.
Bro, your hands are melting. That's the liquid. There's like blood and skin dripping.
Wait, is that bones?
Holy shit! Let me get the fire extinguisher.
I'm shaking.
Holy shit, bro! You got fucking bony nubby fingies. Oh man, I'm gonna start calling you Chicken Finger Mike. I love that. Okay,
I think you're gonna have to delete that.
I'm putting that in, and I'm putting that on a T-shirt. Chicken Finger Mikey. Okay, well, I guess if you saw it all the movies in half, you obviously didn't rewind them because disrespect. The disrespect.
They were rewound.
Oh, were they? Okay. Maybe we
just in half, and there's like that liquid. What's that liquid? Wait, hold on.
Bro,
try
no, stop, please. God fucking damn it, man.
Wait. My foot now. My foot is gone.
Stop touching the fucking
I'm gonna go
acid.
to HR on you. This is terrible. Why do you subject me to this?
You are HR. What are you fucking talking about?
No, Balthy is.
Oh. All right. Balthy, come over here.
You want me as HR?
Mikey has a complaint.
Hi, yes, Mike. After last week and your racist tirade, I don't know if I can take you seriously, but what's the problem?
There were no safety gloves today, and I kind of just like lost my hands.
What do you mean? They're on the wall right behind you.
They aren't. Dylan just put them there.
No, I see the one. You know what? Fuck you, Mike. You should be using the gloves. I'm gonna write you up for that.
This is a conspiracy against me and Scabby Man.
I don't know, something about some Harambe socialist bullshit, and I think that you're mean. Okay, goodbye.
Eat a dick.
No, you eat a dick, bitch. Bye.
Oh my god. Bro, you really...
Wow, that's HR, dude.
You really pissed him off last week. Holy shit, bro.
I'm going on strike.
No. I mean, dude, you're missing like half of your foot and both of your sets of fingers. So you better put on some bandages or something. I don't know.
Whoa, they're back.
Oh, nice. Okay. Somebody did a miracle for you. Was that Balthy? Nah, probably not. Oh, what's up, Scabberoni? How you doing, buddy?
I'm protecting you and this vacation. He's moving so fast.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad you're protecting him. Jimmy is the man. Yeah, take care of him. Take care of him. Is he there with little Scabby Man 1, 2, and 3? Oh, God damn it. Get off of me! Get off! Get off!
There's a shaking doing. Someone send help! Someone send help!
All right, Mikey, you got to finish the show by yourself. I got it. I got stabbed like 18 times in the back.
Oh, I got to go too then. You got stabbed. Co-host down.
I'm down. Can you get the Band-Aids from the back, please? Holy shit.
Okay.
Okay, well...
They're right next to you right now. I just put them there.
Oh, all right, thanks. Okay,
but those
we're
are
good.
scab tabs.
Oh, God damn it. I'm going to be high as fuck, bro. That's okay. We'll try to make it through this. Ugh. I'm going to take a quick break, and we're going to hear from one more of our sponsors.
What do you get when you guzzle down sweets?
Type 2 adult onset diabetes.
All right, well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and remind all of you bitches that when we ask you to return the movies rewound, we mean not being sawed in half and not being doused in acid. I don't know why I have to say all these things. Our rule board, look right over here on the wall. There are about 72 rules as to what you should not do when returning your movies. And I never thought I'd have to make a sign that big, but obviously I did. So get the hell out of my yard. What the hell even is that? All right. Holy shit. Well, anything else from you, Mikey, before we get into our feature today?
Nah.
All right. Well, we're making good time, man. We're under half an hour. So good job. Okay. So friends, family, VHS Doom members, and friends. We, this week, are going to cover one of the best directors of all time. So this week it's not a movie episode, as you could tell by the title when you clicked on it. This week is a director spotlight. Now, we have not done a director spotlight since we talked about good old George Romero back in episode 3.
That is wild. 3, and we're on 24 right now.
Yeah, that was 21 episodes ago. So
Yep.
maybe every 20 episodes we should do another director. I don't know. We'll see. Make it a thing. But so in episode 3, we talked about George Romero. This week, we are extremely excited to be talking about John Carpenter, one of the best, if not the best horror director of all time. Way up there in the sphere of amazing horror directors, as well as just directors in general. So we're going to get into a little bit about John Carpenter. This week, I guess we don't have a movie to press play on. So I don't know. Maybe we should jump into the void. That way Jimmy can hear this episode. Do you want to jump in the void with me, Mike? Do you want to jump into the void?
The void.
Oh, hey, Gollum. Okay, I am... Oh, hey, Scabby, sorry.
Oh my god, hey, what happened?
Oh, you got possessed real quick. Don't worry. Scabby Man, go back to sleep. I need Scabby. Scabby, come here.
He's not coming back, he left.
Ah, damn it. I guess I have to open the portal by
He
myself.
went to get milk.
Okay. So there's a really simple chant to open the portal into the void. Scabby taught it to me. It goes like this. Fuck Mikey, he's a bitch, he's a bitch, he's a bitch. All right. Wow. This is the void. Welcome to the void, everybody. Who knew the getting into the void was so easy? He just said, yeah, that's really it. He put
all
this
the goo off in the void.
Yeah, it's a little sticky in here. So let's get started, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. You get it? Because it's a bit sticky in here. We're going to jump in and start talking about the man, the myth, the legend, John Carpenter. Okay, So, John Howard Carpenter was born January the 16th in 1948. He's an American filmmaker, actor, and composer. Although he's worked in many film genres, he's most commonly associated with horror, action, and science fiction films of the 70s and 80s, where he really shaped the genre. He's generally recognized as one of the greatest masters of horror. At the 2019 Cannes Film Festival, the French Directors Guild gave him the Golden Coach Award, lauding him as a creative genius of raw, fantastic, and spectacular emotions. And I would agree. Carpenter's early films included box office and critical successes like Halloween, 1978, The Fog in 1980, Escape from New York, which I wanted to watch and I didn't get to. That was going to be my other movie this week, but
I love that movie
fuck
so
me.
much.
So good.
Have you ever seen any of the Italian ripoffs?
I haven't, but you've sent me all this like screenshots of all of them. Yeah.
Oh my god, they're
or a
wild.
lot of them at least. Yeah, I haven't. I think you might have even given me one. I don't remember.
They're mostly like mixtures of Mad Max and Escape from New York.
Yeah, that's what you've told me. Yeah. Did you like Escape from L.A.?
Have I seen that? I feel like I saw it as a kid, but I never saw it again. I didn't like it when I saw it first.
Yeah. No, I liked it as a kid. I think I watched it and I was like, "Whoa, what a post-apocalyptic world!" Like I think I saw Escape. Yeah, I think I saw Escape from L.A. before I saw Escape from New York, and watched Escape from New York when I was older. But anyway,
I think it was on TV at one point. That's how I saw it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was definitely on like TBS or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his other productions from the 70s and the 80s only later came to be considered cult classics. He kind of
for sure. The Thing was a box office failure.
Right, absolutely.
Which is wild.
Also
it's
includes
one of the best sci-fi movies of all time.
Yeah, for sure. I think that they include in that list The Thing, but also Assault on Precinct 13.
That's crazy, because that's like such a good
yeah.
siege and like almost like a Western kind of movie.
It is, right? That's a great movie. I love that. Didn't they remake that movie in like the 2010s?
Yeah, they did. I've never seen it, but I have the original. I love that one.
Yeah, I feel like I watched it. I feel like it was okay, but I can't remember if I liked it or not. They also consider Big Trouble in Little China a cult classic, but box office flop.
That's a classic.
As well as, Prince of Darkness.
We wouldn't have Mortal Kombat without that.
Yeah, for sure. Prince of Darkness from 87, They Live from 88, In the Mouth of Madness from 94, and Escape
That's an
from
underrated
LA.
one. Have you seen In the Mouth of Madness?
I haven't, no.
Oh, it's a good one. It stars Sam Neill.
Does it? Let's check it out real quick. Okay.
It's a really good like adaptation of like a Lovecraft kind of thing.
Nice. It actually released in Italy prior to releasing in the U.S., that movie. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay, cool. Anyway, so, he quote-unquote returned with the Halloween franchise as composer and executive producer of the sequel of Halloween in 2018, doing so with the sequels Halloween Kills in 2021 and Halloween Ends in 2022. Carpenter composed or co-composed most of his film's music. He won a Saturn Award for Best... Yeah. Saturn Award for Best Music for the film Vampires in 98. He released 4 studio albums titled Lost Themes in 2015, Lost Themes 2 2016.
I played it at work, remember?
I do, yeah.
For me, he calls it space porn.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it was. Anthology, movie themes from 74 to 88 from 2017. And then he also released Lost Themes 3, Alive After Death in 2021. So that's just the very general personal introduction to John Howard Carpenter. So some early life notes. Carpenter was born on January the 16th in 48 in Carthage, New York. He was the son of Milton Jean Carter and Howard Ralph Carpenter, a college music professor. So he has music in the genes. He and his family relocated to Bowling Green, Kentucky in 1953 when his father took a job as a music professor at Western Kentucky University. For much of his childhood, John and his family lived in a log cabin on Western Kentucky's university campus. John Carpenter was interested in films from an early age, particularly the westerns of Howard Hawks and John Ford, as well as 1950s low-budget horror films such as The Thing from Another World, and high-budget science fiction like Forbidden Planet. He began filming horror short films with an 8mm camera even before he started high school. Very cool.
You know what's funny about the him like loving The Thing from Another World? He remade it with The Thing.
Yeah, right? Yeah, isn't that cool? And man, The Thing, we are going to cover The Thing eventually. We actually kind of considered that for this episode rather than doing a Carpenter episode, but I really wanted to do a director spotlight.
Kurt Russell's hat.
Dude, it's the most ridiculous hat in any movie. I don't know. That's a big statement, but it's pretty up there. It's up there. Oh my God. So Carpenter graduated from college high school, which is funny. That's a funny school name. It throws me off. College high school. Before enrolling at Western Kentucky University for 2 years as an English major and history minor. Wanting to study filmmaking, which no university in Kentucky offered at that time, he transferred to the University of Southern California's School of Cinematic Arts during 1968. Carpenter would ultimately drop out of school in his final senior semester to make his first feature film. Wow. All right. So that's just really quick notes on John Carpenter's early personal life and how he got geared up to get into the career that we all know him so well for. But before we jump into the actual career notes, I do want to talk about a few specific titles that mean a lot, particularly to Mikey. So I'm going to let Mikey lead this section, and he's going to kind of talk to you guys about a few films that really made an impression on him.
Okay, so let's go to Halloween from 1978. Obviously, it's the classic. It's one of the best slasher movies of all time, if not the best. What's not to like about this movie? Next one is Escape from New York. In 1997, when a U.S. president crashes into Manhattan, now a giant maximum security prison, a convicted bank robber is sent in to rescue him.
Who played the president?
Oh my God, it's isn't it Donald Pleasance?
Was it? Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember.
Lee Van Cleef's in it.
He is, I know, yeah. Dude, I remember the first time that I watched Escape from New York. One, they took like the glider in. He had to take a glider and land like on the top of the building.
That shit.
I mean, honestly, turning New York into a prison colony, not that far-fetched for a post-apocalyptic world, you know? It's
1997. Can you imagine?
Right, I know. Imagine, like... Oh, wild. Yeah, Kurt Russell, such a badass back then. Anyway, yeah.
And the first Michael Myers helped write it, Nick Castle.
Oh, did he? Okay, cool. Neat.
So the next one is Prince of Darkness, which is one of my favorite movies. A group of graduate students and scientists uncover a ancient canister in an abandoned church, but when they open the canister, they inadvertently unleash a strange liquid and evil force on all humanity.
And that was Donald Pleasance as the priest, right?
Yes, with an awesome goatee.
Right, yeah.
1987. And then...
Very cool.
Did you want me to do another one, or...?
Yeah, if you had any more, yeah. Whatever okay. You want to mention.
All right, we talked about before, so Assault on Precinct 13 from 1976. I would say this is like a siege movie. It's really good. From what I heard, Carpenter was influenced by, I think, he was inspired by Rio Bravo from Howard Hawks, a Western, and George Romero's Night of the Living Dead.
Okay, gotcha.
And you asked me when the remake came out. It was in 2005.
Yes, you're right.
With Ethan Hawke and Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, man. Well...
And, the last one. The Thing.
Yeah.
The Thing.
Okay.
Yeah. A research team in Antarctica is hunted down by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims. Starring Kurt Russell and Keith David and Wilford Brimley, diabetes.
Wilford Brimley!
He will give you type 2 diabetes and make fun of you for it.
He will. We need to make fun of people with type 2 diabetes. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. Yes. So technically, Prince of Darkness is the sequel to the thing, yeah? Or it is.
From what I've heard, it is. I don't really see it as that way, but I don't know.
Yeah. I was wondering because it's even listed on Google, like the Google page about the thing. It says sequel is Prince of Darkness.
I don't really know about that, but okay.
Anyway, all right, cool.
Okay.
Well, those are some films that really meant a lot to Mikey and also meant a lot to me. I didn't feel like I needed to add any other films to that list. So thank you, Mikey, for going over that. All right. So now we're going to jump into some career notes on Mr. Carpenter. We're going to talk through a couple decades. So the thing with these directors that we've talked about, particularly George Romero and now John Carpenter, their careers span an unbelievable amount of time. So we have to be kind of picky on what we talk about. It's kind of like the Western episodes, right? If we talk about everything that there is to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, we'll be here for 8 hours. So we're going to talk about a couple things, just set some expectations. So we'll talk about the 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's really like where he was shining. And then we'll go on and we'll talk a little bit about some more recent history and then, just his techniques, his personal life, stuff like that. So let's get into his career first. So in the 1960s, in a beginning film course at USC Cinema during 1969, Carpenter wrote and directed an 8-minute short film, which is called Captain Voyeur. The film was rediscovered in the USC archives in 2011 and proved interesting because it revealed elements that would appear in his later film, Halloween. So he put some of the elements that he would use in Halloween in a short film, which didn't show up till 2011, which is wild. I haven't seen it, and I feel like I should. The next year, he collaborated with producer John Longnecker as co-writer, film editor, and music composer for the resurrection of Bronco Billy in 1970, which won an Academy Award for Best Live Action Short Film. Nice. Oh, my God. The short film was enlarged to 35 millimeter.
Sorry.
You're good. I thought you almost, vomited everywhere.
I might have.
60 prints were made, and the film was released theatrically by Universal Studios for 2 years in the United States and Canada. You know what's weird? Here in the void, when I burp, I can see my burp float off into the distance and then explode like a little bomb. That makes me nervous. Huh. I'm kind of I'm getting slime drops on me too. Are we what is the void? Is it inside of a monster or something? Oh. Hey, Scabby, you can be our guide, buddy. I'll keep you nearby.
Whoa.
Hey. I feel like that's probably extra weird getting possessed in the void. Holy shit. Anyway, all right, just don't touch anything. Oh my God, it's happening again. Holy shit. Oh my God. Good thing we brought Hugh along with us. We'll be okay. Hugh will eat anybody's penises, so don't worry. Even void. Mm-hmm. Even the voidnoids, he'll eat their dicks. Okay, so
voidnoids.
Yeah, just the voidnoids. You never heard of the voidnoids? Well, look it up. All right, in the 1970s, Carpenter's first major film as a director, which was Dark Star in 1974, was a science fiction comedy that he co-wrote with Dan O'Bannon, who later went on to write Alien, borrowing freely from much of Dark Star. The film reportedly cost only $60,000 and was difficult to make as both Carpenter and O'Bannon completed the film by multitasking, with Carpenter doing the musical score as well as the writing, producing, and directing, while O'Bannon acted in the film and did the special effects, which caught the attention of George Lucas, who hired him to work with the special effects for Star Wars. So what a weird time to be alive and working in film, right? With all these guys coming up. So Carpenter received praise for his ability to make low-budget films. As we've learned in previous episodes, that can kind of come back to be a curse, though, right? Because they learn that you can make these films on a low budget and make good money, you don't end up getting a higher budget ever. So we'll see how that plays out. But Carpenter's next film was Assault on Precinct 13 in 1976, which was another low budget thriller that was influenced by the films of Howard Hawks, particularly Rio Bravo. Which Mikey mentioned earlier. As with Dark Star, Carpenter was responsible for many aspects of the film's creation because it had a low budget. Not only did he write, direct, and score it, but he also edited the film using the pseudonym John T. Chance, which was the name of John Wayne's character in Rio Bravo. How about that? Carpenter has said that he considers Assault on Precinct 13 to have been his first real film because it was the first film that he filmed on a schedule. The film was the first time Carpenter worked with Deborah Hill, who would collaborate with Carpenter on some of his most well-known films. Okay, so Carpenter assembled a main cast that consisted of experienced but relatively obscure actors. The two main actors were Austin Stroker, who had appeared previously in science fiction, disaster, and blaxploitation films, and Darwin Jostin, who had worked primarily for television and had once been Carpenter's next-door neighbor. The film received a critical reassessment in the United States, where it is now generally regarded as one of the best exploitation films of the 70s. Carpenter both wrote and directed the Lauren Hutton thriller Someone's Watching Me.
I love that movie.
I have not seen that.
It's Giallo-esque. He was influenced by a lot of Italian stuff at that point.
Nice.
He also wrote Eyes of Laura Mars, which is like a Giallo also. It's really good.
Yeah, so actually that's the next film in my notes. So Someone's Watching Me, it was a television film, which was a tale of a single working woman who soon after arriving in L.A. discovers she's being stalked. Mm-hmm. And then, as Mikey said, Eyes of Laura Mars in 1978 was a thriller featuring Faye Dunaway and Tommy Lee Jones, and directed by Irvin Kershner, who it was adapted in collaboration with David Zelig Goodman.
Didn't he direct the second Star Wars movie?
Irvin Kershner?
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd have to look that up and tell me.
What movie
I don't have that.
Oh, I do. Empire Strikes Back.
Did he? Oh, okay, gotcha. Nice.
Yeah.
Huh. So
it was right before. So he made Eyes of Laura Mars right before he made Empire Strikes Back. Irvin Kershner.
Okay.
And then RoboCop 2. Ugh.
Huh. So, yeah, Eyes of Laura Mars would become Carpenter's first major studio film of his career. And then we find ourselves in 1978, which would be Halloween. That was a commercial success and helped develop the slasher genre. As we talked about way back in episode 2, our slashers episode, Homage to Slashers, Halloween is one of the grandfathers, one of the big bad daddies of the slasher genre.
I saw it a few years ago in theaters.
Mikey's a big bad daddy of the slasher genre.
I have no idea.
I just say stuff that makes me laugh.
It was awesome seeing it on film.
Yeah, for sure. You know what, man? There's something about like going and checking out like a film. Like when Romit and I went and saw Hateful Eight on, what was it, 70? I think it was 70 millimeter.
Yeah, I was up here. I was up here visiting my wife at the time.
Yeah, you were. So it was just me and Romit, and we went and saw that. That was amazing. Anyway.
And you guys got like really cool shit from the roadshow thing.
It was the roadshow, so they gave us like a booklet. I still have it, actually. I'll show it on one of these episodes, but it was really cool. That was a good time. Thank you, Quentin Tarantino, for doing that. That thing even had like an intermission with like an actual 15-minute intermission where you could go use the bathroom.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, get your snacks. They played like little cartoons. It was fucking cool. All right, let me not get too far off track. But okay, so originally Halloween was an idea that was suggested by producer Irwin Yablans, titled The Babysitter Murders, who thought of a film about babysitters being menaced by a stalker. Oh man, my power just flickered. We'll see. Uh-oh. Dun-dun-dun. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get killed. Okay, so Carpenter. Oh, hey, Scabby boy, what's up? Thanks for. Well, you're kind of my guide through the void, so don't be.
Pay me rent.
Oh fuck! Are you my landlord?
Yes.
Is this just like the void version of the VHS Doom store? It's dripping a lot of slime.
It's always been in the void.
Oh, god damn, man.
I just give her a tour from the realities.
Dude, the dimensional divide is really very thin when you think about it. All I had to do was say a few things about Mikey being a bitch, and boom, I end up in the middle of fucking the void. Anyway. Oh, okay. I got to do the show, though. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Shut up.
Oh.
Okay.
Why are you yelling at me?
No, I was talking to Scabby. I'm glad you're back. I was getting stern with Scabby because
no, he took a lot of time from the show. Okay.
Exactly. All right, Scabby. Well, keep an eye out for him. Can you fight him off? Can you be stronger?
I kind of like I put him in like one of those ecto things from Ghostbusters.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's keep going. Okay, so Erwin Yablans. So Yablans. Carpenter took the idea and another suggestion from Yablans that it occurred during Halloween, and then he developed that story. So Carpenter said of the basic concept, Halloween night, it has never been a theme in a film. My idea was to do an old haunted house film. Whatever. Okay. One of the best, horror films Granddaddy made. Thanks, Erwin Yablans. Film director Bob Clark suggested in an interview that was released in 2005 that Carpenter had asked him for his own ideas, for a sequel to his 1974 film Black Christmas, which was written by Roy Moore, that featured an unseen and motiveless killer murdering students in a university sorority house. As also stated in the 2009 documentary Clark World, which was written and directed by Clark's former production designer, Darren Abram, after Clark's tragic death in 2007.
And his son died in a car accident.
Oh, that's so tragic. That's very sad. Huh. Well,
Yeah,
Carpenter directly asked Clark about his thoughts on developing the anonymous slasher in Black Christmas. Quote, I did a film about 3 years later, started a film with John Carpenter. It was his first film for Warner Brothers, which picked up Black Christmas. He asked me if I was ever going to do a sequel, and I said no. I was through with horror. I didn't come into the business just to do horror. He said, well, what would you do if you did a sequel? I said it would be the next year, and the guy would have actually been caught, escaped from a mental institution, go back to the house, and they would start all over again. And I would call it Halloween. Interesting.
What if it's a prequel to Black Christmas?
Right? The truth is, John didn't copy Black Christmas. He wrote a script, directed the script, and did the casting. Halloween is his movie. This is still the quote. The script came to him already titled anyway. He liked Black Christmas and may have been influenced by it, but John Carpenter did not copy the idea. 15 other people had thought to do a movie called Halloween, but the script came to John with that title on it. Bob Clark, 2005. The film was written by Carpenter and Deborah Hill, with Carpenter stating that the music was inspired by both Dario Argento's Suspiria, which also influenced the film's slightly surreal color scheme, and William Friedkin's The Exorcist. Carpenter again worked with a relatively small budget of only $300,000. The film grossed more than $65 million initially, making it one of the most successful independent films of all time. Carpenter has described Halloween as, quote, true crass exploitation. I decided to make a film that I would love to have seen as a kid, full of cheap tricks like a haunted house at a fair where you walk down the corridor and things jump out at you. The film has also often been cited as an allegory on the virtue of sexual purity and the danger of casual sex, although Carpenter has explained that this was not his intent. He said, quote, it has been suggested that I was making some kind of moral statement. Believe me, I'm not. In Halloween, I viewed the characters as simply normal teenagers. Now, that didn't stop the entire industry from taking that theme and running with it for a decade or up until this day for some films as a joke. But anyway, so in addition to the film's critical and commercial success, Carpenter's self-composed Halloween theme became recognizable apart from the film. In 1979, Carpenter began what was to be the first of several collaborations with actor Kurt Russell when he directed the film Elvis for television. Oh my God, I saw my bird. Oh, fucking shit, it just exploded again. Wow. Weird. Okay, The Void. So that, friends, takes us through the 70s. Mikey, any notes on his work from the 70s?
I don't really have any notes.
Okay, so 1980s. All right. So Carpenter followed up the success of Halloween with The Fog in 1980, which is a ghostly revenge tale co-written by Hill that was inspired by horror comics such as Tales from the Crypt and The Crawling Eye.
It was so good.
Yeah, 1958 film about monsters hiding in clouds. I've never seen The Crawling Eye. Have you?
I think I have. I think I got it in like one of those like 100 movie box sets or some shit.
Oh yeah, like the $5 ones from Walmart.
Yeah. This kind of sounds familiar.
Nice. Ooh, okay. So despite production problems and mostly negative critical reception at the time, The Fog was another commercial success for Carpenter. The film was made on a budget of $1 million, so he still hasn't crossed that $1 million line, but it did gross $21 million in the U.S. alone. Carpenter has said that The Fog is not his favorite film, although he does consider it a minor horror classic. Carpenter immediately followed The Fog with the science fiction adventure Escape from New York in 1981, which featured several actors that Carpenter had collaborated with, such as Kurt Russell, Donald Pleasance, Adrienne Barbeau, Tom Atkins.
His ex-wife.
More. Or he would collaborate with, again, Harry Dean Stanton, as example, as well as several notable actors like Lee Van Cleef. It became both commercially successful, grossing more than $25 million, and critically acclaimed with an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, my gosh. RottenPenises.com. His next film, The Thing, in 1982, is notable for its high production values, including innovative special effects by Rob Bottin, a special visual effects by matte artist Albert Whitlock, a score by Ennio Morricone, and a cast including Kurt Russell and respected character actors such as Wilfred Brimley, Richard Dysart, Charles Hollingham, Keith David, and Richard Masur. The Thing was distributed by Universal Pictures. Although Carpenter's film used the same source material as the 1951 Howard Hawks film, The Thing from Another World, it is more faithful to the John W. Campbell Jr. novella, Who Goes There?, upon which both films were based. Moreover, unlike the Hawks film, The Thing was a part of what Carpenter later called his Apocalypse Trilogy. So he said it himself. A trio of films which include The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and In the Mouth of Madness, with bleak endings for the film's characters. All right.
I'll take that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, if he said it, then it's canon. All right, so being a graphic, sinister horror film, in a 1999 interview, Carpenter said audiences rejected The Thing for its nihilistic, depressing viewpoint at a time when the U.S. was in the midst of a recession. When it opened, it was competing against the critically and commercially successful E.T., which made $619 million at box office, by the way, a family-friendly film released 2 weeks earlier that offered a more optimistic take on alien visitation. That's something to go up against. The Thing versus E.T. Who wins? Anyway, the impact on Carpenter was immediate. He lost the job of directing the 1984 science fiction horror film Firestarter because of The Thing's poor performance. His previous success had gained him multiple film contracts at Universal, but the studio opted to buy him out of those instead. He continued making films afterwards, but he did lose confidence and did not openly talk about The Thing's failure until a 1985 interview with Starlog, where he said, quote, "I was called a pornographer of violence. I had no idea it would be received that
That's
way."
my name next week.
Yes, absolutely. Pornographer of violence.
Pornography.
Yeah, pornography. The Thing was just too strong for that time. I knew it was going to be strong, but I didn't think it would be too strong. I did take the public's taste. I did not take the public's taste into consideration, as you should not. While The Thing was not initially successful, it was able to find new audiences and appreciation on home video and later on television. In the years following its release, critics and fans have reevaluated The Thing as a milestone of the horror genre. What is that? What's that ringing?
What?
I heard like a ringing. I don't know. I heard ringing. Maybe it's just because we're in the
on my
void.
end?
Yeah, it was like ding, 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 ding.
Do you have like tendinitis?
What? No.
Like when you're
covered...
like...
Bro, I'm covered in slime. What the fuck are you... Okay, whatever. Let's keep going.
Your ears aren't fucked up?
No. I think you fuck with me. That's what it is. Well, we're in the void. The void's fucking with me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's probably Scabby Man. Whatever. Okay, we'll see if we hear it on the editing. Okie dokie. So in a 1992 review by Peter Nichols, Meter Nichols, called The Thing a black, memorable film that may be yet seen as a classic. It has been called one of the best films directed by Carpenter. John Kenneth Muir called it Carpenter's most accomplished and underrated directorial effort. And critic Matt Zoller Seitz said it is one of the greatest and most elegantly constructed B movies ever made. All three of those gentlemen have retained their penises. Carpenter's next film, Christine, was the 1983 adaptation of the Stephen King novel of the same name. The story concerns a high school nerd named Arnie Cunningham, who's played by Keith Gordon, who buys a junked 1958 Plymouth Fury, which turns out... Yeah, it really is. I like that one a lot. It turns out to have supernatural powers. As Cunningham restores... I haven't read the book, but I assume it is. As Cunningham restores and rebuilds the car, he becomes unnaturally obsessed with it, with deadly consequences. Christine did respectable business upon its release and was received well by critics. He said he directed it because it was the only thing that was offered to him at that time. Poor guy. Starman in 1984 was produced by Michael Douglas. The script was well received by Columbia Pictures, which chose it in preference to the script for E.T. and prompted Steven Spielberg to go to Universal Pictures. Starman was reviewed favorably by the Los Angeles Times, New York Times, and LA Weekly, and described by Carpenter as a film he envisioned as a romantic comedy similar to It Happened One Night, only with a space alien. Okay. It happened only one night with a space alien. The film received Oscar and Golden Globe nominations for Jeff Bridges' portrayal of Starman and received a Golden Globe nomination for Best Musical Score for Jack Nietzsche. Nietzsche? I don't fucking know.
Friedrich Nietzsche?
No, Jack.
Oh.
It's his son, Jack. After seeing footage, jack me off, Nietzsche. After seeing footage of Starman, the executive producer of the Superman film series, yes, we can, Ilya Salkind offered Carpenter the chance to direct the latest Alexander Ilya Salkind fantasy epic, Santa Claus, the movie. What the fuck? Salkind made
I've never heard of this movie.
No, Salkind made the offer to Carpenter
John Lithgow's in it.
During lunch at the Ritz. And while he loved the idea of differing from his normal traditions and directing a children's fantasy film, he requested 24 hours to think about the offer. The next day, he had made a list of requirements should he direct the film. They were 100% creative control, the right to assume script writing duties, being able to co-compose the film's musical score, total editorial control, the casting of Brian Dennehy as Santa Claus, and a $5 million sign-on fee. He is not playing around. Salkin withdrew his offer at that time. Okay. And lastly here, after the financial failure of his big-budget action comedy, Big Trouble in Little China in 1986, Carpenter...
That is wild that was a failure. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Such a classic. Carpenter struggled to get films financed. He couldn't find financing anymore. He resumed making lower-budget films such as Prince of Darkness in 1987, a film influenced by the BBC series Quatermass. What the fuck?
Quatermass in the Pit.
It's quarter.
Yeah.
Quarter.
Yeah.
It's not quarter. It's quarter.
It's how it's pronounced. It's British.
Quarter. Give me a quarter. I need a quarter.
Quatermass.
Quatermass. I got beans in the walls. Although some of the films from this time,
beans and toast
such
in
as
the walls.
They Live in 1988, did develop a cult audience, he never again realized mass market potential. Okay. Through the 90s, he really stepped away from the film limelight, and we're not going to cover that decade, but we will talk about a little bit of recent history. So,
I will say for the 90s, Body Bags is a good movie.
Okay. Nice. Are there any more on the list you wanted to talk about from the 90s?
Village of the Damned, his remake of it is really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's with those little creepy kids with red eyes.
How does it compare to Santa Claus, the movie?
These are actually like good movies. I've never seen Santa Claus the movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Leguizamo. Oh, no, you said Lithgow. Never mind. I knew it was a John. Anyway, The Ward.
Two completely different actors. I'm dead.
They're a little bit different. All right,
little bit.
So, some notes from recent history. So, The Ward, Carpenter's first film since Ghosts of Mars, premiered at Toronto International Film Festival on September 13th, 2010, before a limited release in the U.S. in July 2011. It did receive generally poor reviews from critics.
It's not good.
Who all lost their penises despite being somewhat accurate.
I guess that was my penis.
Uh-oh. Let me get the machete. Sorry, Mikey Eunuch.
It's like one of those, like... It's like one of those paper cutter things from, like, art class when you're a kid.
Yeah. Here, listen to the sound.
A guillotine.
Yeah. So, yeah,
oh, no,
sorry.
Back.
Mikey's going to have to change his name from Mikey Mutant to Mikey Eunuch. All right, continuing.
No, we're going to... I just grew it back. I'm good.
It did grow. Dude, that thing's like 3 feet long, though. The void is weird. Holy shit. You're in trouble.
It's the size of, like, the monster in the Sanguisa Sugarbog video by Trauma. It's showing envy. It's just like a penis monster. It's like... Argh!
All right. So, unfortunately, it received poor reviews and only grossed $5.3 million worldwide against a $10 million budget. So somebody gave him a big budget, and he didn't quite get there. It only took 30 years to get a $10 million budget. Anyway, as of 2023, it is his most recent directorial effort. That is the last thing that he did. Carpenter did narrate the video game Fear 3 while also consulting.
I love those games. Have you ever played them?
Storyline. No, I have not.
They're like first-person survival horror shooters.
Nice. Okay.
It's fun. Yeah. It's creepy.
Is that the one where the fingers, they just hold up the number of fingers?
No, you're thinking of Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead, that's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
That's a zombie game. No, this one is like a little girl is like doing ghosty things and you have to shoot people.
Does she shit her pants in the middle of a laundromat?
No, it's not that cool.
Oh, okay. So on October 10th of 2010, Carpenter did receive the Lifetime Award from the Freak Show Horror Film Festival, which good on them. On February...
Sounds legit.
Yeah, on February 3rd of 2015, the indie label Sacred Finger Bones Records released his album Lost Themes.
It's really, really good, this album.
Nice.
Honestly.
Nice. In October of 2015, All Tomorrow's Parties announced that Carpenter will be performing old and new compositions in London and Manchester, England. In February 2016, Carpenter announced a sequel to Lost Themes, which we talked about earlier. And
Another
then
good album.
yeah, we talked about earlier. His third studio album was Anthology Movie Themes from 74 to 98. And then let's see here. He did Halloween, which came out in 2018, so he scored that. And what else did he do? Carpenter also worked as a composer and executive producer on the 2021 sequel, Halloween Kills, and 2022's follow-up, Halloween Ends. What do you think of those? I never saw those.
I've only seen Halloween Kills and Halloween. I thought those were pretty good. I know a lot of people hate Halloween Ends. I've never seen it.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm so backlogged by newer movies. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, you're too busy watching shit from 1971 from Italy. It is what it is. I get it. During Summer Game Fest in June 2023, it was announced that Carpenter was collaborating with Focus Entertainment and Saber Interactive on the zombie first-person shooter video game titled John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. Interesting. The game is set to release in 2024 on PS5 and Xbox Windows and will be available on the Epic Games Store. Okay. So just a couple more notes here. John Carpenter's techniques are characterized by minimalist lighting and photography, panoramic shot compositions, the use of a Steadicam, and distinctive synthesized scores, usually self-composed. All right, so with the exception of Someone Watching Me, Elvis, The Thing, Starman, Memoirs of an Invisible Man, and The Ward, John has scored all of his own films, though some are with collaborators. Most famously, the themes from Halloween and Assault on Precinct 13. His music is generally synthesized with accompaniment from piano and atmospherics, or as our friend Romit calls it, space porn. Carpenter is known for his widescreen shot compositions and is an outspoken proponent of anamorphic cinematography. All of his theatrical films, with the exception of Dark Star and The Ward, were filmed anamorphic with a 2.39 to 1 aspect ratio, generally favoring wider focal lengths. The Ward was filmed in Super 35, the first time Carpenter has ever used that system. Carpenter has stated that he feels the 35mm Panavision anamorphic format is the best movie system that there is, preferring it to both digital and 3D. All right, so just a few later personal life notes for Carpenter. He met his future wife, which was actress Adrienne Barbeau, on the set of his 1978 television film, Someone's Watching Me. They married on January the 1st of 79 and divorced in 84. During this time, he starred in The Fog and appeared in Escape from New York. They have one son, who is John Cody Carpenter, who was born in May 7th of 84. Carpenter has been married to producer Sandy King since 1990. She produced his films In the Mouth of Madness, Village of the Damned, Vampires, and Ghosts of Mars. She was earlier the script supervisor for Starman, Big Trouble in Little China, Prince of Darkness, and They Live. Of the latter, she was also associate producer. She co-created the comic book series Asylum, with which Carpenter is involved. So they've been working together.
I heard that's really good. I haven't read it, though.
Nice. I haven't either. In an episode of Animal Planet's Animal Icons titled It Came from Japan, he discusses his admiration for the original Godzilla film. Okay, neat note. Carpenter appreciates video games as art and particularly likes the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, including the games Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Mania. And he does like the Fear series. He offered to narrate and help direct the cinematics for Fear 3, as we talked about before. Other games Carpenter has spoken out about his fondness include Jak and Daxter. What? That's so neat. The Precursor Legacy and Fallout 76, which is a bomb game. He has also expressed an interest in making... Better. Huh?
I heard with the updates it got better.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Kind of like No Man's Sky, if you remember.
Bro, No Man's Sky is updated 87 times, all for free. I support them 100%. He has expressed an interest in making a film based on Dead Space. Interesting. Carpenter has said...
It would literally be the Thing.
Right.
Because, like, the necromorph is like the Thing.
Right. Anyway, moving on so we can get through this. Carpenter,
sorry.
no, you're good, has said he is inconsistent in regards to his political views, saying that he's against authority figures while also being in favor of big government, openly admitting that it doesn't make any sense. End quote. When asked if he's considered himself a libertarian or liberal, he said, kinda. He has been a critic of Donald Trump and has blamed the modern problems in the U.S. on unrestrained capitalism. Okay.
He's right.
He is right. Carpenter holds a commercial pilot's license, flying rotorcraft helicopters. Oh, wow. He has included helicopters in his films, many times doing a cameo as a pilot. You know what? I feel like I want to fly a helicopter. You know, you could fly a plane, you could fly a helicopter. I think I want to fly a helicopter. Maybe I'll do that one day. I don't know. All right. And then we're gonna wrap up our quick spotlight on John Carpenter here with some notes on the legacy of his work. So many of Carpenter's films have been re-released on DVD as special editions with numerous bonus features. Examples of such are the collector's editions of Halloween, Escape from New York, Christine, The Thing, some were reissued with new anamorphic widescreen transfer. In the UK, several of Carpenter's films have been released on DVD with audio commentary by Carpenter and his actors. They Live with actor and wrestler Roddy Piper, Starman with actor Jeff Bridges, and Prince of Darkness with Peter Jason. Carpenter has been the subject of the documentary film John Carpenter, The Man and His Movies, and American Cinematheque's 2002 retrospective of his films. Moreover, during 2006, the United States Library of Congress deemed Halloween to be culturally significant and selected it for preservation in the National Film Registry. Now, that's the third film that we've talked about. Actually, on this show, we've only talked about two, right? We've only talked about
Night of the Living Dead, and which one was the other one?
Night of the Living Dead, Last Man on Earth, and Halloween are the movies that we've mentioned. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So during 2010, writer and actor Mark Gatiss interviewed Carpenter about his career in films for the BBC documentary series A History of Horror. Carpenter appears in all 3 episodes of the series. He was also interviewed by Robert Rodriguez for his Director's Chair series on the El Rey Network. Filmmakers that have been influenced by Carpenter the list is super long, but James Cameron, Quentin Tarantino, yeah, Guillermo del Toro, Robert Rodriguez, James Wan, Edgar Wright, Danny Boyle, blah blah blah. So many.
James Gunn, Mike Flanagan.
Yeah, we have a lot of names on this list. Way too many names.
Drew Goddard.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Neil Marshall.
Yes. Adam Green.
Nicholas Winding Refn.
Big old bag of booty holes.
I'm gonna have to leave in like a few minutes.
I know. Okay. Last notes. The video game Dead Space 3 is said to be influenced by Carpenter's The Thing, The Fog, and Halloween, and Carpenter has stated that he would be enthusiastic to adapt the series into a feature film. That'd be cool. Specific films influenced by Carpenter's include Friday the 13th, which was inspired by the success of Halloween, Tarantino's The Hateful Eight, which was heavily influenced by The Thing, Wingard's The Guest, which was inspired by Michael Myers and influenced by Halloween 3, Season of the Witch's music, Nichols' Midnight Special, which is said to have used Starman as a reference point, and Kren's Blood Glacier, which is also said to be an homage or recreation of The Thing. Lastly, Hans Zimmer also cited Carpenter as an influence on his compositions. The 2016 the 2016 film The Void is considered by many critics and fans
That's where we are.
Heavily influenced by several of Carpenter's films. Let's listen to the music of The Void. All right, guys, that's all our notes on John Carpenter. We're about to jump back out into our plane of existence so we can get you guys out of here. But there is a script that Scabby gave me. All right, ready? Let's read it. Mikey, he's a bitch. Dylan, he's okay.
Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old...
Wow. Man, Scabby's a real dick to you guys. I don't know why he'd be doing that. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead, wrap this up, and get you checked out. That way we can send Mikey to pick up his kid from the bus stop. So, all right.
I'm stuck in the void. I got to get out of here.
Right. Yeah, we're all covered in slime right now.
I got to clean off all the slime.
Yeah, right. Okay, so this week we are sending you guys home with quite the list. Get your popcorn, get your candy, get your soda pops. Come on up. We're sending you home with Cannibal Terror from 1981 by Elaine Derville. We're sending you home with Alice, Sweet Alice from 1976 by Alfred Soule.
Mikey approved.
Mikey approved. Toolbox Murders from 1978 by Dennis Donnelly.
Approved.
Death Walks at Midnight, 1972 by Luciano E. Coli. Ercoli. Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion from 1970, also by Ercoli. And this week, for the kids, you're going home with Snow Day from 2000.
Sorry, Josh Peck.
Nice. I thought we were going to stay spooky season, but it's close enough. That's a winter film. I love it. All right, cool. All right, friends. Well, that's everything. But before you take off, Mikey is going to announce next week before he jumps out and goes and gets his kid.
Friday the 13th, part 1.
Oh, that's right. We're diving into another icon of horror with Friday the 13th and good old Jason Voorhees. All right, friends. So we just want to say one more big thank you to all of you for joining us. Mikey had to jump out and head to get his kid from the bus stop. So I want to say thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining us for our quick deep dive. There's so much more we could have talked about with John Carpenter, but that's what we had for today. We appreciate you joining us for that. We hope to see you again next week, and thank you so much for all of your support. And lastly, please give us a follow, like, subscribe, share with your friends. We appreciate you supporting the store and the show, and we will see you next time here at VHS DOOM.
Peace!
I thought you left. What the fuck? Holy shit. Get out of here. Goodbye. Oh, my God. That guy, he keeps me on my toes, but he's fun. Hey, Balthy, come here.
Yes. What's up?
How'd you like our trip into the void?
Well, it could have been better, but, Mikey, he's a dick.
You got to get over that, man. He's not really racist against demons. He's just, he's just giving you a hard time.
Maybe. I don't know.
He's a nice guy, Yeah, he's got that Harambe socialist thing going on, and I think that means he sticks up for everybody and wants everybody to be treated equally.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We'll see. But for now, fuck that guy, and fuck you, Dylan.
Okay, fuck you too, Balthy. All right, bye, everybody. We'll see you next week when you stop by again for Friday the 13th. Peace.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? It's yours?
No,
Your mother said she found it in your closet.
I don't know. One of the guys must have...
Must have what?
Look, Dad, it's
Where
not...
did you get it?
Dad,
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who use drugs have children who use drugs.
Hide the weed, yo! What